How's it going, guys? And welcome to another session of the Let's Talk Show by Interlingua. As usual, I am Mike, your host for the evening, the day, the occasion. And today, we're going to cover, how can I call this? A really divisive topic, which is the relationship that people has with their own body and how we perceive the concept of a body in general. Like, what actually makes a good body? Or do you consider you have a good body? If not, why? If do so, why? No right or wrong here. It's just about personal focus, and our guests have dealt with different situations related to their bodies, and they have overcome every single aspect that they have come across. But enough about me. Let's bring them out, because today we have some sort of special occasion. We have a veteran and we have a new guest, but not just any guest. Coming back to the Let's Talk Show, we have Adri, welcome, and making her debut to the Let's Talk Show, and she's also part of our Talkers Let's Talk conversation sessions. We also have Stephanie, or Steph, as I like to call her. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. Good to see you, and thank you so much for taking time to participate in our show. Let's begin right now with perhaps it's a corny question, but it relates directly to the topic. Given the name My Body and Me, ladies, how can you define or describe the relationship you have with your own bodies? Adri.
Okay, so I would say that it's a love-hate relationship with my own body, because I do take care of myself, but it's not constant. Like, let's say I go to the nutritionist and I think, okay, and then after a while, it takes a lot of mental effort to follow the diets, and I can't continue. And I stop. Or then I try to do some kind of exercise, like jumping rope, or the typical doing Zumba that my mom tells me to do. And after like a week, I can't continue. I lack the motivation to do it, but I want to do it, but I can't do it. So it's like, okay, love-hate.
Okay, I understand. What about you, Steph? How can you describe your relationship with your own body? How is it?
I think it's a similar situation that Adri mentioned. But in general, I think that in this moment, it's a good relation. Yes, of course, some days I continue like hating my body, but most of the days I have a good relation, and I've discovered the last weeks that it goes beyond my body shape or my dimensions. I don't know how can I express it. Sometimes the mental aspect is very important for me. What I realized is that 10 years ago, I have like 10 kilos less than now. But 10 years ago, all the time, I feel like I am fat, and I'm fat. And of course, that makes me feel insecure. And now that I've gained 10 kilos, I feel better. I feel sexier sometimes, or I feel like I can use different clothes. So I think my relation has improved a lot. Sometimes it is difficult, but it is. I've noticed that it's not directly related with my weight, for example. That's what I can share with you, Mike and Adri.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much for mentioning it. And ladies, what is your definition of this really famous term that has been going on for quite a while? Body positivity. What comes into your mind, or in your own perspective, what is that for you, Adri?
I think that the simplest way to explain it would be mind your own business. Like it's not like do whatever you want with your body, do whatever you want with, that be very fat or be very skinny. Like, no, just
Okay.
accept that everybody has a different type of body and mind your own. Worry about yourself and not about the people around you.
Hashtag go Adri.
Woo!
Woo! Steph, what about you? What is your definition of body positivity? What comes into your mind when you hear that?
Body acceptance. It's what comes to my mind.
Okay.
It doesn't matter the shape. It doesn't matter the color. Neither of those characteristics. It's just accepting your body.
All right. Fair enough. Have you witnessed? Now let's go to the counterpart of this term, body shaming. Have you witnessed in your life situations of body shaming? Adri.
I have. Well, I think it's very obvious. I am not like in a healthy way. And when I was in secondary school, I was like the same. And I was bullied because I was not as skinny or thin as the others. And they would make fun of me to the point that I stopped going to school. So, yeah, I definitely went through it.
I went through it too, and I hear you, Adri. I hear you. What about you, Steph? Have you witnessed up close a scenario or a situation of body shaming?
I don't think so. Or it has not come from another person, like pointing out my, I don't know, my weight or something like that. I think that sometimes the shame comes from me. Like, do not use that, I don't know, that blouse, or don't use that clothes to swim or something like that when you go to the beach. And in that context, sometimes I feel ashamed of my body, but not coming from another person. That's what I think.
Okay. Now, the introduction part is over. Now, you have been carefully selected to participate in this show because you have some interesting situations that you accepted to share with me and with our viewers. So let's get into that. Your particular cases. I hope I get the pronunciation right. Adri, in your case, you shared with me that you have hypothyroidism and polycystic ovary syndrome. I hope I got that right. For the sake of the argument and for the sake of our viewers, would you mind explaining us what those conditions about, please?
Yes, of course. Well, the polycystic ones, basically, like the name says, I had some problems with my ovaries that I had created irregular periods, and I had problems with my whole body. And one of the symptoms of it is that I grow hair where ladies shouldn't grow hair. Like, I grow a beard, I grow a mustache, and I have to constantly wax it or shave it. And it's a little exhausting, honestly. But with medication, my own doctor said, no, you are okay. Don't worry. You are doing a good job. And with hypothyroidism is, it's a problem with thyroid gland. And it's basically, it gives me problems. I gain weight easily and it's hard to lose it. And I feel extremely exhausted. I have problems with the insulin. Like, it's like closer to some of the symptoms that the diabetic people have, but it's not diabetes. This one can happen to any women.
Right. Steph, you shared in one of our sessions of conversation that it's been a while since you adopted the habit of doing exercise, going to the gym. And so, when and why did you decide to adopt this habit?
Actually, I was thinking, I didn't decide to adopt this habit. I started doing exercise when I was a child, probably when I was 6. So this wasn't my decision, and it was very easy. My parents used to take me to the school, and my grandparents or my aunt used to take me to my sport activities. So at the beginning of my life, it was easy and it wasn't my decision. The challenge started when I graduated from the university, and I wanted to continue because it's like a lifestyle that I've had my whole life. And the challenge started because there were no other person to take me to come to my obligations, So I had to identify the correct activity for me. And so when I had to take that decision, it was when I graduated from the university that I had the decision to continue doing it or don't. So that's the moment when I took that decision. And why? Because it's been part of my regular life, and I just wanted to continue. I'd have a lot of benefits from doing exercise, so I just can't imagine my life without doing exercise. I think that's the thing.
We will get to the benefits in a moment.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Adri, I assume that, discovering the diagnosis of both of your conditions can be surprising in perhaps not a very pleasant way. How have you found your inner strength to deal with the situation?
Well, honestly, when I found out, I was like, oh, I knew it. Something was wrong with me, so yeah, whatever.
Adri,
So, Adri. So I just decided to listen to my doctor and do what I needed to do. I guess that the most difficult part of this is just that, I have to deal with the facial hair. But mostly, I took advantage of the pandemic. You know that you have to use a mask everywhere, so nobody sees it.
Okay.
And during that time, I realized, and thanks to TikTok, actually, I realized that I wasn't the only one with these problems. And I said, oh, who gives a damn about this? I'm a human. Everybody has different bodies, and I am not the only one with these problems. So, whatever. Adri being Adri.
Adri, I want to put that in a t-shirt.
I might.
And I mean, you also mentioned me that it's more common that people might think. You said that you discovered in TikTok. Have you talked directly to anyone with going through the same, or how have you find comfort in learning other people's situations?
I have actually. This is why I told you that it was very common, because I have one of my really close friends has both sicknesses, and my sister-in-law and one cousin and some other friends that I've met online. So it's pretty common.
Actually, I do have the same medical conditions. I didn't. Yes.
Let's talk show, bringing people together.
Yes.
Bringing people together. Why not? This is beautiful. I love when this happens. I love it. In your case, Steph, you were mentioning that. Actually, that was my next question. Of course, by working out, there are the most obvious or the most notorious change is physical. Not only, the body composition, but also, internally, your body functions way better, regulates, blood sugar levels, etc. But what other benefits have you discovered from the habit of doing exercise? I know there are, but I want you to tell me.
Okay, for sure. Well, I would like to add something. When I was diagnosed with these medical conditions, the first doctor just mentioned that I needed to take some pills. And at the beginning, when I was diagnosed, I felt like scary and confused. I didn't know exactly what to do with these conditions. But with the current doctor that I am right now, she told me that I was going to have a lot of benefits if I change my my habits regarding nutrition and exercise. So when I started again with exercise, I had very positive changes in my medical conditions. I am close to stop taking some pills, and that's for me it's something very very good or very positive. So I know that you mentioned like something beyond the physics, but for me it is amazing that it's like my pill. Like doing exercise becomes part of my medical treatment. But in general, I sleep better, Mike and Adri. I sleep better when I work out. I can sleep earlier. I'm in a better mood. I feel like energized. Mike have noticed that when I come to my conversation session after the gym. And some new ideas come to my mind. In specific, when I am running, some ideas come to my mind, and sometimes that ideas help me to solve a problem or to have a different perspective of a situation. And an additional benefit is that I've met amazing people when I've been training. Actually, some years ago, I started my dancing lessons. I used to love going there. I met beautiful people, and there's where I met my husband. So that's one of the best benefits that I've had from doing exercise.
It was life changing for you in all aspects.
That's right.
Ladies, I want to do something special or something out of the box a little bit. I came up with this exercise and I would like you to participate. Here's the deal. Apart from your particular cases, I want you guys to think about your whole life as a journey. Everything that has led you to the relationship that you have with your body right now. I want you to picture little Mike in elementary school, big as hell, bullied out of his mind. You knowing what you know, learning what you have learned. What would you tell little Mike, and what would you tell everyone who is in a constant struggle with their inner selves and their bodies? Adri.
Oh, this one is a really difficult one because I am not a psychologist, so I honestly, my opinions can't have that much ways, or they shouldn't have that much weight.
But you're a friend.
But I would just tell them that whatever they are going through, whatever little Mike is going through, I would be there for them. And maybe we can do exercise together, or we can go on those weird diets that my mom likes to go together. I don't know. But whatever they want to do, I will do it with them. So they know that they are not alone. Because mostly that's what people go through. They feel alone. They feel like nobody understands them, that nobody is with them. Then that's why they feel like the bully is strong. So yes, mostly being next to them I think it would be just enough in my case.
We would have gotten along in elementary school.
Something tells me that, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Little Mike is smiling right now. Steph, what about you? What would you tell your audience? What would you tell little Mike?
Yes, I found also it is a difficult question, but
I love difficult questions.
Probably like enjoying what you are doing, and if you have like a specific goal, go with a professionist, because that's going to reduce the time that you spend like doing things without knowledge, or you are going to avoid an injury. And just try. It's difficult, like just try to love yourself. But I don't know, when we have some struggles with ourselves, yeah, why not going to an specialist like psychoanalyst or someone like can help you. That's what I say, Mike.
Why not? Pretty much like it's a way to like demystify this concept that people have of asking for help, that if you go to therapy, oh no, I won't go because people think I would be crazy. I'm crazy, or I have mental issues. No. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for mentioning that. And this is for all of our viewers, guys. Please try not to feel all alone. Try to reach the people who care about you for comfort, for word of advice, and also professional help. Trust me, we all need it. Ladies, unfortunately, it's time to wrap things up. Our time is up, but once again, I can't thank you enough for participating and sharing what you have during this show. You're always welcome here. Looking forward to see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. And for all of our viewers, that's it for today. Be sure to tune in on a weekly basis for more of the Let's Talk Show, more interesting topics, guests, etc. Adri was with us, Stephanie was with us, Eric Rios was in the controls, Poncho was in charge of the editing. I am Mike. Goodbye and good night. Bye.